Hi children, welcome to today's session. Oh, you are ready to get the class again, right? So, today we are going to discuss something very interesting topic. As you are in English class, that means you are learning a language, and learning language is not a simple thing. You need some exercise for that, right? So, in learning English language, you have to follow a procedure. In this procedure, we have different steps which has to be adopted. In that, the first step is a very important one, and we are going to discuss about it today. But before going to that discussion, let us know how this session is going to helpful to you. I mean objectives of today's session, and objectives are. So, this session helps you to acquire knowledge on difference between hearing and listening. It also helps you to know listening skills in an effective manner and listening for comprehension. Okay, you have come to know the objectives of today's session. It is fine. For the past 2 minutes, I was going on talking to you, and sitting there, you are just gazing at me, I mean to the screen. So, my words can reach you, right? And you are going on taking it. So, what this process called as? You are right, it is hearing. You are hearing, okay? And your teacher might have said, listen to me, listen to me. Then, what is this hearing and listening? Hearing and listening. Got the point, children? Today, we are going to discuss about listening skill, basically to learn English, okay? So, before knowing that, what we have to do is, let us know the difference between hearing and listening. So, what is hearing? Hearing is a physical process. I mean, we use our sense organ ear, that is sense of hearing, and it is a natural process. Moreover, it is passive because you are not going to act or concentrate on everything. Now, listening is quite different from it. Say, it is a physical as well as mental process. What it mean? Whatever you hear, that in that you have to analyze something. Listening is the thing which you do with a purpose. So, we call it as active process, and basically we do it for learning. So, it termed as learned process. At the topmost of all these, it is a skill of learning language. Now, what is the importance of this listening? Why listening has to be practiced? It is most important for communication, and we can call it as a communicative skill too. And as I said earlier, it is the first step for learning language. And next, we use this skill more than the other skills, just like speaking, reading or writing. When you are thorough with this listening skill, then you can get through with the other skills. For this, you need a lot of practice. So, it takes a lot of practice. Next, not only that, it requires attention too. It requires a lot of attention. Now, coming to the skills, as I said earlier, there are 4 levels in learning this English language, and the 4 levels are listening, speaking, reading and writing. Now, in this listening skill, we find 2 types. They are discriminative and comprehensive, right? So, what is discriminative? See, as you sat now in the classroom, you can hear this different types of sounds like your teacher talking, I am talking on the screen and someone ringing the bell outside. So, you can differentiate the sounds. The difference between the different sounds is identified by you at this moment. So, this is called as discriminative listening skill. The most important one, comprehensive listening. Discriminative skill is a general activity that nothing but a hearing, but when it is a comprehensive skill, it is something which need a lot of attention. Now, what is comprehensive listening? It involves understanding the message that to be communicated. I mean that what we are going to communicate to the listeners, right. So, now you have come to know what is discriminative listening and what is comprehensive listening, what is hearing, what is listening. So, to learn language, the foremost step is listening skill, and it is not a easy way to acquire this skill. We have to adopt a process to that. What the steps to be taken to achieve this skill? Now, let us see the things in an order. Before going to this process, I want to present you a classroom video, children. Now, if you observe this classroom video, I think you yourself can analyze the steps required to adopt this listening skill. So, just you watch the video and observe them carefully, what the teacher is doing in the classroom and what the students are doing there in the classroom. Okay? Right. Okay, children, now it is the turn of listening passage in our unit. So, now I will read a poem for you. You listen the poem carefully and try to answer my questions later. Okay? Shall I read the poem?
Yes.
Okay, now here the poem is. It is homeless child. It is homeless child. Homeless child. No mother, no father, neither shoes nor a bed. He lives in a street on pavements of the road. He is just 10, looks pale and thin. He has so small an inner. Sometimes he dines on the smell. And even if he is starving to death, nobody comes to feed him. As the sun rises and rays shoot him, he is exposed to a child labor. Tears start rolling down his cheeks. There is nobody to comfort him. And even if he is dead, there is nobody to worry about him. Okay? Followed? So once again I will read the poem. Listen carefully. No mother, no father, neither shoes nor a bed. He lives in a street on the pavements of a road. He is just 10, looks pale and thin. He has so small a dinner. Sometimes he dines on the smell. And even if he is starving to death, nobody comes to feed him. As the sun rises and shoots him, he is exposed to a child. Even if he is dead, there is nobody to worry about him. Right? Understood the poem?
Yes.
Now I will ask you questions. Get ready to answer. Okay, children, now it's your turn to answer the questions. Now, my first question is to Pooja. Stand up, please. What is the poem about?
Homeless child.
Okay, the poem is about?
Homeless child.
It is about homeless child. Right? Now, next question goes to mother. Where does the child live?
In a street on Pavements Road.
What is it?
In a street on Pavements Road.
Right. In a street on the pavements road. That is on the pavement he is living. He is living on the pavement. Very good. Sit down. Now next is ready to answer Anjali. Anjali, is he a child labor? Is he a child labor?
S-T.
Yes, he is a child. What do you have to say? Yes, he is. He is a child. Good. Sit down. Now, next question goes to Arunasri. How old is the child?
He is 10 years old.
Okay. How old is he?
He is 10 years old.
Right. Very good. Next question goes to Sanya. Why is the child living in the streets?
He had no mother, no father.
What we call the people like that without mother and father? Yes? Orphans. What we call? Orphans. Very good. Next question. Krishna, your turn. How is his dinner sometimes?
Sometimes
He has his dinner?
sometimes it is dinner on the smell.
Right. He has his dinner on the
Smell.
What does it mean, smell incense? He has nothing to eat. Just he had a smell of the dinner and he slept. Good. Sit down. Now next, Lakshman. Where is Lakshman? Right. Does he have lot of food to eat?
No, he isn't.
Isn't. He doesn't. Does he have lot of food to eat? No, he doesn't. What do you have to say?
No, he doesn't.
Very good. Sit down. So next, Vishnu. Not to ask. Shall I ask Vishnu? Right. What does the sun do with him?
Show him.
What does it mean? Shoot him in. When the sun shoot him, what is the time? No, what is the time? What time is it? When the sun shoots up? Huh? Morning, exactly. That is, shoot mean here sun rays. Shoot mean sun rays. Right, sit down. Very good. Good children. Good responses, children. I think you understood the poem well. Now, what you have to do is, I will play an audio for you. I'll play an audio for you. You listen that audio carefully and try to answer the questions. Clear? It is a native speaker's audio. That is the British main native speaker, you know, the English native speakers audio. So you have to concentrate on their pronunciation and you must try to follow it. Okay? And then I'll ask you some questions related to it. Right? Right. So now the teacher has said that she is going to present a video of native speaker. I mean audio with a transcript to practice listening skill, right? Before going to that video or that audio, let's know the steps what we have to adopt to acquire the listening skills. And once when you know the steps, you can concentrate well on the video, audio, including the transcript, and you can your results may be fruitful, right? So I said that your teacher is going to present a video of a native speaker. Now, before going to this one more activity, I want to present to you. Here in the video, if you have observed, teacher was going on questioning and the students answered. That is one type of comprehension, right? Now, what else can be done? What else can be done other than asking questions? Here, Anu is ready to summarize what she heard in a poem form like homeless child. She is ready to summarize. Now, first you observe her how she is summarizing, and then we will go to the steps. Later we will go for the video. Okay? Right.
Hi friends, today I am going to summarize the homeless child in listening passage. There was a boy, he is an orphan. He had no parents, he lives in the streets. He had just 10 years old. He looks very thin and pale. He had a small dinner. He is a child labor. He sleeps in the footpath. If he is staring, there is nobody comes to see him. If he is dead, there is nobody worry about him. Thank you.
So, you observed Anu summarizing the text read by the teacher, the homeless child, right? How she did? I think you are also trying to do the same there. You have time, children, you have an assignment time, then you can do that. Before that, just you follow the steps to practice this exercise, right? Okay. Now, the best way to improve your English, as I said earlier, first step is listening. Listen to English a lot. Where and how? So, you adopt the people who can speak English well and spend hours and hours listening to the people who speak English perfectly. In this listening are the steps what we take. Interactive listening is the best way. I mean, conversation or some discussions or expressing your views to your friends in any process, but interactive method is good. And the next one is, it is better to talk with someone than just going on listening. Absolutely right. Now, we will go for some tips to develop the listening skill. Everyone carries this listening skill. I too, you too, and your friends, everyone, even a kid inculcates that listening skills. But how we have to develop these listening skills to acquire knowledge on particular language. Okay? So, let us see those steps now. Practice listening to audio and video aids in English. Use more English audio and videos. That audio or video should contain dialogues, thematic text and narrative stories. So, in this text, it is preferable to have English transcripts of audio and video material, what we are using. When the material is ready, have to practice it. You got audio, video with a transcript. What we have to do? How we have to proceed using those tools we have? Let us see that. Listen each sentence several times. Repeat the sentence again and again, right? And at the same time, see the sentence in the transcript. Observe the transcript and listen to the audio. Now, make sure that you understood everything clearly in each sentence, particularly in terms of pronunciation, vocabulary and grammar. When the process is finished, now the second step is, without looking into the transcript, try to repeat each sentence as loud as possible, exactly as you heard in the audio or video. So, now in this process, what we have to do is, first you can't do the total text at a time, you feel burden of it. So, what you have to do is, listen to that particular text in short paragraphs, okay? And then say each paragraph aloud and compare it to the transcript. Finally, listen to the whole text without any interruption several times, as many times as possible you feel it is required, and try to tell the content of the whole text that you heard as Anu did for you. Now comes the writing skill. Now what you have to do? You have to summarize. You must analyze what you understood from the listening, that tool you have. Okay. So what you have to do is take a piece of paper and put on all the keywords first, then phrases, and then the main ideas what you get from the script. Okay. It is like write all the keywords, phrases and main ideas. So, I think now I have made it clear to you how to practice listening skill, right. Now, get ready to listen to a native speaker's audio with a transcript following the steps available to you, right.
𝗬𝗡 is a long distance runner. That would be hard work for most people, but 𝗂𝗡 has a prosthetic leg.
People look at the shape of the foot and assume it has spring. All it does is absorbs the shock when my body pounds down.
𝗂𝗡 injured her left leg 16 years ago in a traffic accident. Doctors worked to save the leg, but decided to remove it below the knee. Later, she returned to running, but her replacement leg caused pain. Then she went to 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗧, a prosthetics center that 𝗂𝗽𝗱𝗁 founded.
She was running 9 miles an hour on the treadmill for 10 minutes and not even out of breath. And I didn't know what I had there other than, wow, she is some athlete.
And so I told him I want to run 100 miles, and he didn't laugh at me. He didn't think I was crazy. He just looked at me and he's like, all right. He's like, then that's what you'll do.
𝗂𝗡 has become a top runner because of legs built at 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗧. She has won many honors, including the Sullivan Award. She often trains at night after her children are asleep. Recently, she won a 200-kilometer race in Arizona. During the day, she works at 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗧, directing sports programs and helping young people like 𝗂𝗽𝗱𝗁𝗀.
I want them to know that, the only obstacles we have are the ones that we set for ourselves.
Just really wanted to run again, just do everything a normal kid does. And, I'm on the soccer team and going to try out for the basketball team. So, I'm just trying to just live my life like as if I have my both legs, and I pretty much do.
Not only is he trying out for the teams, he's doing very well at them. He's right up there with the other athletes. And we're not disabled in any way. We're just athletes who compete with prosthetics.
Last summer, 𝗬𝗡 took part in a race of only 5 kilometers. The event included climbing up and down hills, over barriers, and along walls. She did not win, but said she had fun.
Woo! New York makes them tough!
I'm Barbara Klein.
As it is factor of time, video has been presented to you only once, right? But when you are practicing the things, children, the video has to be repeated again and again. And I hope that you have observed the video carefully. To know how extent you understood the listening skill and what is the level of your listening skill, just let's test ourselves. You try to test yourself. After this, your teacher will give you enough practice. Try to answer these questions. And the task basing on the audio you have heard, prepare a mind mapping of the audio what you heard, about whom, what are the important incidents discussed there, like whatever you find. I should not reveal all that things to you because you have to give a brainstorming to yourself, isn't it? So, do that. And the second one what you have to do is, what is the audio about? What is the audio about? And the third question goes as, note the words that describe the audio. Whatever the extent it may be, you just note the words which can describe the audio in a brief, maybe of 1 minute, 2 minutes or 3 minutes that you have observed. Clear? So, then you can analyze yourself, your listening skills. Don't bother that I can't do the total 2.5 minutes video and all that. It does not matter, children. When you are listening, every perfect listener needs enough practice. You do it, then by and by you will achieve it. Okay? Right. So, we have discussed a lot about listening skill and you have learnt enough. In brief, listening needs enough practice. That is all. So, what you have to do is just get ready for the assignment. Next 20 minutes. Your teacher may present an audio or she may read out a text to you. Now, with the support of that, you prepare the task given by your teacher. So, just you concentrate on your teacher words and the task may be somehow like picking out important words which supports the text and summarizing it or preparing a mind mapping and you can present the content in front of your class comfortably. Okay? This is a model of assignment which you can do. Listen to the text read by your teacher, pick out the phrases related to the audio or summarize the audio. Fine? Right. So, get ready for the task. Did a great work for the past 20 minutes. Now, it is the time to say see you, because we will meet again in the next session. By that time, I hope you will gain a good listening skill, right. So, go on practicing and use the language wherever it is possible. Practice, practice and practice is the only way to acquire English knowledge. Bye bye. See you in the next session.